money. It stands as the singular force that molds civilizations, propels innovations, and unlocks human potential. It erects towering metropolises that pierce the skies. It ignites aspirations, turning fleeting ideas into tangible realities. It opens gateways to possibilities that would otherwise remain sealed. Yet, paradoxically, multitudes harbor a deep-seated apprehension toward it. They misconstrue its essence, viewing it through lenses of suspicion or disdain. They feign indifference, proclaiming it inconsequential in the grand scheme of existence. But let's confront the unvarnished truth head-on. Money is indispensable. Devoid of it, empowerment eludes you, leaving you adrift in a sea of constraints. Without financial resources, your options dwindle, confining your horizons. Lacking wealth, your innate capabilities are stifled, unable to flourish fully. For in our intricate world, money transcends mere currency, notes and coins. It embodies autonomy, granting the liberty to chart your course unhindered. It signifies authority, the leverage to influence outcomes and environments. It empowers you to architect your fate, rather than succumb to circumstance. Thus, the core inquiry isn't whether to prioritize money. It's inevitable. The true dilemma? Will you seize command over it, harnessing its potential? Or will you permit it to dictate your life, becoming its unwitting servant? Dispelling the myth of money's malevolence. Countless voices decry money as inherently corrupt, a root of societal ills. They label the pursuit of affluence as avaricious, a moral failing. They condemn ambition for wealth as antithetical to virtue and humility. But pause and probe. Who perpetuates this narrative with fervor? Rarely the affluent, who navigate its waters with savvy and success. Seldom the accomplished, who leverage it for broader impact. More often, it's those who've surrendered to financial inertia, those who've reconciled with an existence of scarcity and unfulfilled dreams, those who cloak their complacency in ethical garb, rationalizing stagnation as nobility. Yet, the reality pierces through. Money itself harbors no inherent vice. Money is a conduit of potency, a neutral tool amplified by its wielder's intent. In benevolent hands, it becomes a catalyst for global betterment, funding education, alleviating poverty, and fostering innovation. Survey history's tapestry. Visionary trailblazers, revolutionary minds, transformative leaders. What unified them? Access to capital, resources that amplified their visions. Absent funding, groundbreaking inventions languish in obscurity. Without investment, societal advancements stall in infancy. Devoid of financial backing, even the most brilliant concepts wither, unable to touch humanity. Shed this deceptive veil. Money isn't the antagonist. It's a multiplier of human endeavor. The true foe? Ignorance, willful blindness to its mechanics and mastery. The liberation, afforded by financial abundance. To clarify, wealth alone doesn't guarantee bliss or inner peace, but what unparalleled gifts does it bestow? Versatility and choice, the freedom to curate your existence, the liberty to reside in environments that nourish your soul, whether serene countrysides or vibrant urban hubs, the capacity to savor nourishing cuisine, embark on enriching voyages, and secure your loved ones' futures. The empowerment to select paths aligned with passion, not necessity. Wealth dismantles barriers, fostering an ecosystem for bold ventures. It enables self-investment, education, skills, personal growth without compromise. It liberates you from the drudgery of mere subsistence, allowing pursuit of meaningful purpose. Contrast this with scarcity's grip. You're ensnared by relentless demands, dominated by mounting debts and inescapable duties, trapped in unfulfilling vocations that drain vitality, devoid of inspiration. What semblance of life is that? A perpetual cycle of endurance over enjoyment. What mockery of independence, when every decision bows to fiscal constraints. You weren't destined for such bondage, tethered to meager earnings. Your essence yearns for creation, impact, legacy building. This realization dawns only when you command finances, inverting the dynamic. Money serves you, not vice versa. The dichotomy of humanity, masters versus slaves of wealth. In the spectrum of society, two archetypes prevail: those who orchestrate money's flow, directing it toward multiplication, and those subjugated by it, forever chasing elusive stability. Those who strategize wealth creation, envisioning abundance, versus those fixated on expenditure, depleting resources without replenishment. The proactive, who enlist capital as an ally, investing, compounding, generating passive streams, against the reactive, who toil endlessly for wages, ensnared in the rat race until exhaustion. Where do you align? Wealth isn't a lottery ticket or arcane sorcery. It's cultivated through deliberate habits, discipline in habits, strategy in planning, action in execution, and crucially, it's accessible to all, democratized by knowledge and resolve. But the gateway? A paradigm shift in mindset, from scarcity to abundance, victimhood to ownership. Seizing dominion over your economic destiny. Mastery demands comprehension of the financial arena's principles. Money operates as a sophisticated game, with victors and vanquished. The triumphant immerse themselves in fiscal literacy. They decode money's intricacies: flow, growth, preservation. They erect enterprises, allocate investments astutely, diversify revenue channels. The defeated, they shun education, squandering earnings on ephemera. They prioritize consumption over capital appreciation. They lament their plight, oblivious to self-inflicted patterns. Yet, liberation from fiscal woes is universal, attainable for any willing soul. It hinges on mindset metamorphosis, from defeatist to empowered. Commitment to continuous learning, books, mentors, courses on economics and investing, and bold implementation, translating insight into tangible steps. The steep toll of financial obliviousness. Contemplate the repercussions. Each postponed day of financial enlightenment forfeits compounding opportunities. Annually deferred investments compound losses, widening the wealth chasm. Ignored strategies perpetuate entrapment in cycles of scarcity. The global economy operates indifferently, favoring the adept while sidelining the uninformed. Your crossroads. Persist in paycheck dependency, haunted by monetary anxieties, or pivot today. Absorb knowledge, cultivate growth, assert sovereignty. For money's necessity is irrefutable. Those who embrace this axiom don't merely survive, they sculpt realities. Your imperative. Summons. Scrutinize your current fiscal landscape. Does it mirror your aspirations or lag in shadows of potential? Do you steer your wealth, or does it puppeteer your choices? If misalignment persists, eschew justifications. Embrace resolution. Dive into fiscal wisdom. Devour tomes on wealth accumulation. Explore investment avenues, stocks, real estate, entrepreneurship. Construct frameworks for independence, side ventures, savings disciplines. The earlier your embarkation, the swifter your ascent. In this pursuit, a revelation unfolds. Wealth transcends avarice. It's the vessel for emancipation. Unfettered choices, amplified impact. And in our finite span, liberty reigns supreme, parting reflection. Money is indispensable, not for ostentatious excess or superficial indulgence, but because its absence equates to disempowerment. Without it, autonomy evaporates. So, confront it without trepidation. Dominate its principles, harness its energy, generate its abundance. In mastery, you transcend personal elevation. You catalyze global change, one empowered decision at a time.
If you felt inspired by our journey through the Hellenic horizons, give a thumbs up, subscribe, and share your thoughts below.